Recent events have certainly highlighted the importance of seeds and plants to our future, but also the importance of gardening for our well-being. We've been inundated with beautiful messages from members who've taken solace in their gardens. While we've had to close our public gardens for the first time in our history, we're here at Heronswood today to show you some of the great work our gardeners have been up to in the past few weeks. We've opened up views to the historic house. We've redesigned the garden around the Heronswood Gallery of Seed to showcase these outstanding drought-hardy succulents and perennials. And we're establishing this brand new cottage garden perennial border, which will be open in spring. It's also a busy time in the garden for our members, and there's lots you can do at home while you stay safe.
The COVID crisis has impacted all Australian gardeners, and in this time of change, when access to normal supplies has been limited, we're reminded of just how resourceful we can be by utilising what we have already in our gardens to create new and unexpected spaces. As a lover of perennials and grasses, one of the techniques I get the most joy from is when I can divide them. By doing this when they're a few years old, we reinvigorate old plants and provide them with more space. This also offers the gardener a great opportunity to create some harmony and connection in your garden by planting the same varieties in repeated places. Autumn is a brilliant time of year to do this, as the plants can establish their root systems in the last of the summer warmth, and you can see the perennials behind me, they're just starting to fade. So what I'm looking for in my sedum is all these new shoots that are just starting to form at the base. To prepare the plant, we give it a bit of a prune back first. So I'm just going to go through and remove all of these spent flower heads. Just clean it right up so I can see what I'm doing. To divide the perennial, you want to carefully lift it out of the ground. The best tool for this job is definitely a fork. You just want to get in next to the perennial and just carefully lever it up, just from the different sides, until you have that nice clump there that you can use. So I've got my sedum here, but I've also got some beautiful salvias that I can divide as well. We kind of begin by removing some of the soil so that we can see the structure of these plants. And you can see that there's several plants there, all their different shoots coming up that still have that beautiful root system. You're aiming to divide the plant into several portions with all of the shoots and the associated root system. So you can see here that I'm looking to get some of these shoots here, but I'm also want to get their root systems as well, and that's just the same with this salvia here. I usually find it easier to divide it into half and quarters to start with, and it's always good to use like a sharp hori knife like this that's great for using for division in the garden, or some secateurs. So usually can go in and you just lever it in half. And if I look closely, I can see that there's still another 1 or 2 plants that I can take out from that and use them in my garden. Now, I can use these kinds of techniques to divide with perennials like sedums or salvias, but I can actually use them for grasses. This is a beautiful grass that I've had in a pot in my garden, and now I want to plant it out. So the same technique can apply for something like this. You simply kind of upend it, remove some of the soil, just so that you can see the root structure here. Once you can see some of the root structure, I think I'll probably just try and aim to cut this in half to start with. So using a hori knife or my secateurs, you can just go through the middle, and simply I've got 2 half pieces here, and I can even take this further and take it down to a quarter. It's really important when we're dividing things like this that as soon as we've divided them, that we either pot them up or we plant them straight into our garden. Dividing perennials is an amazing technique to use what you've already got in your garden for bigger and better effect.
And of course in the edible garden, May is the final month for getting those cool season crops in like cabbage, cauliflower and broccoli. Broad beans established now will give you a jump start on spring, and don't forget about sowing parsnip. It's such a versatile and delicious root crop and is sweetest when grown through the coolest months. I'm also really excited that it's potato planting time. Potatoes are a really fun crop to grow and great for gardens of all sizes because they can be grown in containers or bags, just like this. Now when you get your certified seed potatoes, place them in a basket like this in the light for about a week to green up before planting. To plant your potatoes, it's super easy. Simply put about 10 centimetres of premium potting mix in the base of the bag and sit your potatoes on top. Certified seed potatoes are usually small, so they don't need to be cut before being planted. Simply place them in the bag and cover with about 4 centimetres of premium potting mix. Water to compact the mix around the spuds. Now, as the top growth emerges, you simply backfill into the bag, leaving only about 15 to 20 centimetres of growth exposed to the light. What this does is this allows potatoes to develop all the way along the stem, and that'll happen over the next 14 to 20 weeks. So when it comes time to harvest, you can imagine this will be overflowing with beautiful foliage, and what will happen is the lowest leaves will start to yellow, and at this time it's time to harvest. And when you grow them in a bag like this, it's super easy. All you do is pour the contents out, rummage around, and you'll have a whole bag of delicious homegrown taties. And if you'd like to know more about what to do in your growing zone this month, check the Diggers website for details.